A while back, we looked at Saltburn, the second film directed by Emerald Fennell. It was award-winning, disturbing, and fantastic. So I thought we might take a trip back to 2020 and have a look at the first film Emerald Fennell ever made, Promising Young Woman. Hey, I'm Billy Bogues and welcome back to another episode of How Disturbing, the show where we try to find the greatest disturbing film ever made. Not the most disturbing film, not the greatest film, but the greatest disturbing film. We're going to look at the people behind Promising Young Woman, then we're going to break down a detailed synopsis without ruining the ending, and lastly, we're going to use statistics to rank and review it and work out where it sits amongst its brethren of disturbing cinema. Promising Young Woman was released in 2020 and it had an MA 15+ rating. Like I mentioned earlier, it was the directorial debut for Emerald Fennell, and you're going to know her from 2023's Saltburn. The film stars Carey Mulligan, Bo Burnham, and Laverne Cox. The film opens up with three chauvinistic douchebags having beers at a shitty-ass pub.
Look, she should just focus on closing her own shit instead of whining about how we're doing better than her.
They notice a woman passed out, completely drunk and all alone.
Oh yeah, would you look at that? Good God almighty. How'd you get some dignity, sweetheart?
After a quick discussion on what they should do, Adam Brody from the OC goes over to help.
I'll go over.
Oh, Jerry!
My God, I didn't know you had
See if she's okay.
Yeah, no, of course.
Sure.
He's trying really hard to be a nice guy, but before you know it, we're back at Adam Brody from the OC's house.
Here we go, m'lady.
Hey, sorry about my friends at the bar. They're assholes.
He tries to take advantage of her for being so wasted. But just as he starts to remove her underwear, she sits bolt upright and confronts him, her drunkenness seemingly a ruse.
Hey, I said, what are you doing?
Now this isn't a once-off for 30-year-old Cassie Thomas, no. This is actually her main hobby. And why is she doing this? Well, you see, this is Cassie's way of getting back at the world. Back in med school, Cassie's best friend Nina was gang raped by a group of other students at a party while she was drunk and passed out. Soon after, Nina dropped out of med school and made herself unalive as a result. And unfortunately for Cassie, she's never been able to move on. While working at a coffee shop one morning, Cassie runs into an old friend from med school, Ryan Cooper.
Ryan. Cooper, we were in class together at Forest Med School. Second year neurology, Dr. Hadid's class.
Oh, yeah.
She spits in his coffee because she's kind of a jerk, and he naturally asks her out.
Seriously, I just spat in your coffee.
The next night, Cassie's back to her favourite games, and this time, she's playing it with McLovin from Superbad.
Hey, Neil. Yeah. I said I need to go home.
Holy shit.
The next day, Ryan Cooper comes back to the coffee shop for a second attempt, and this time, successful.
I can't stop thinking about you spitting in my coffee. So go to lunch with me this weekend, please. If you don't like it, we can have a safe word, and you can leave, no questions asked.
The two of them go on a date, and they totally hit it off.
She looked me in the eye, pulled it out, and then waved it at me.
I am done.
However, when the two of them end up out the front of Ryan's apartment, there's an awkward moment, and Cassie leaves.
No, let's go upstairs.
I don't want to go up if you don't want to. I misread things. I'll drive you home.
You know what? You're at your place. I can call a cab.
After kicking over that trash can. After securing a second date somehow, Cassie learns that Ryan is still in touch with the group of students who assaulted Nina, and the main culprit, Al Monroe.
I can't shake them off.
You still hang out with those guys?
They're not that bad. They aren't, really.
And she's shocked to learn that Al Monroe is back in town and getting married.
Oh my God, Al Monroe is marrying this bikini model. He got this hideous tattoo of her name to propose. Amazingly, she said yes. Classic Al, you know, landing on his feet.
That's right, Nina lost her life after being assaulted, while the perpetrators' lives carry on as normal. Cassie confronts one of her former classmates and one of Nina's former friends, Madison McPhee.
Look, you look amazing. I almost didn't recognize you.
You look exactly the same.
You're sweet. I look so old.
Madison basically blames Nina for getting herself assaulted. Classy.
I'm not the only one who didn't believe it. If you have a reputation for sleeping around, then maybe people aren't going to believe you when you say something's happened. I mean...
Cassie then proceeds to get Madison smashed as fuck.
Are you okay, Madison?
My head is spinning. I just feel... Oh! Shit. Oh my God.
And then pays another man to seemingly take advantage of her.
She's over there. Room 25. Your money's in the envelope.
You sure about this?
I'm sure.
Madison later leaves Cassie multiple distressed voicemails, all of which Cassie ignores.
Sorry, please call me back. I'm freaking out a little. I woke up in one of the hotel rooms. I think something might have happened. I don't know.
Cassie then targets Elizabeth Walker, the dean of the med school, who dismissed Nina's assault allegations. Pretending to be a makeup artist, Cassie lures Elizabeth's daughter, Amber, into her car.
You know what? This is fake.
Sure sounds like it, huh?
She drops Amber off somewhere and then heads to the med school to confront Elizabeth directly.
Was it reported? Yes. Do you know who Nina spoke to? You.
When Elizabeth justifies her actions, Cassie tells her that she dropped her daughter Amber off at a dorm room with a bunch of drunk male students.
3 hours ago, I picked your daughter Amber up from school and introduced her to the boys who live in that room now. What? She is really pretty, huh? She looks a lot older than she is. I don't believe you.
Cassie later reveals Amber's safety, forcing Dean Elizabeth to confront her own inaction over Nina's allegations.
You're right. Look how easy it was. I guess you just had to think about it in the right way.
Next on the chopping block is the lawyer who defended the perpetrators.
And you most certainly won't remember the girl who you threatened and bullied till she dropped her case.
I remember her. Nina?
She discovers that the lawyer, Jordan Green, who defended Al, is deeply remorseful and on leave after realizing all of the harm that he's caused to women.
I'll never forgive myself. I want you to know that. I'll never forgive myself for any of this.
Cassie abandons her vengeful ways and focuses on her new growing relationship with Ryan. However, arriving home from shopping one day, Cassie is shocked to discover that Madison is all of a sudden at her house. Madison has something to give to Cassie, and it's not good.
Oh, God. Look, I need to show you something.
Okay.
Can we go inside?
Madison gives Cassie an old phone of hers that has footage of Nina's assault on it.
Here. I don't know how we all could have watched it and,
What?
thought it was funny.
Cassie forces herself to watch the footage, and she's shocked to discover that one of the main perpetrators was Ryan Cooper.
Oh my God. Whoa, this is insane. Ryan, holy shit, come look at this. Yo, don't film me. Dude, put the camera away.
Cassie confronts Ryan, and he claims that he was too drunk to remember the incident at all.
don't remember. I don't.
Didn't make an impact, huh?
I was a kid.
But Cassie doesn't care. She uses the footage to blackmail Ryan into telling her where Al's bachelor party is.
So I can send it out right now? Or you can tell me where Al Monroe's bachelor party is.
What?
Now, dressed and posing as a stripper, Cassie heads to the party to exact her revenge.
What? Well, the doctor's here.
Now, if you guys want to know how this film ends, well, that's up to you little suckers, because I'm totally not ruining the ending. And I mean, that is a bit of a bummer, because up until this point in the film, there hasn't really been any disturbing content. It really all comes from the final act. And man, that final act, it's fucking wild. It's wild and bleak. And while the content isn't immensely disturbing, it was so shocking that the ending left me thinking about it for days. And that's usually a good way for me to be able to tell how much something's really permeated my mind. And to have me left thinking about that for so long, I think demonstrates some true skill from a director. Like, as much as the ending wasn't particularly disturbing, I think it fucked me up because these characters were crafted so well. You really cared about them and you felt like you knew them. This entire film was amazing, and the acting from the leads was completely believable. I mean, I know two things you will always be able to find in an Emerald Fennell film. One, an exact and profound statement, and two, a fucking banging soundtrack. Promising Young Woman, a beautiful piece of art which I totally implore you guys to go and watch. But now, spreadsheet time.
Spreadsheet time.
Okay, so if you've ever seen an episode of How Disturbing before, you know that I'm going to use stats and averages to try and work out if Promising Young Woman is the greatest disturbing film of all time. And watch closely, I'll show you exactly how I do this. So the first thing we're going to do here is rank Promising Young Woman out of 100 for how good it was as a movie. Nothing to do with how disturbing it was, just how good was it as a film itself. And I'm going to give Promising Young Woman a 63.9. I really enjoyed the film, and I know that might seem a little low, but guys, like I always say, not everything can be a 10. So that's right, 63.9 for Promising Young Woman just as a movie. But as much as this is my show, I need to understand what you guys think of films as well. Sometimes my opinion varies vastly from the majority of people, and I think that should be accounted for. So when I go to the most popular movie review pages and look at the scores that all of you guys are giving Promising Young Woman, it looks like you're rating it a 67.8 out of 100. So we're actually pretty on par here. When we average out my score and your score for the film, that leaves us with a combined film rating of 65.9. There it is. And next up, out of 100, we're going to rate Promising Young Woman purely for how disturbing it was, which is a little bit tricky for this one because it wasn't particularly disturbing, but it really left a mark on me. I'm going to award Promising Young Woman, out of 100, a 51.9 for how disturbing it was. Yep, right down the middle there. That's a stupid thing to do. Can you just pass me my phone? Thank you. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I forgot to do the ultimate rating, so I'm just doing an average right here now in front of you. 117.8 divided by... So all this means that I'm giving Promising Young Woman an ultimate disturbing rating of 56.2. There it is. And that's pretty impressive for a film that wasn't particularly disturbing. It's taking third seed. That's wild. We've decided that Promising Young Woman is slightly less disturbing than Poor Things, but slightly more disturbing than The Woman. And yeah, I think that fits in there nicely. Thanks for watching another episode of How Disturbing. I'm Billy Bogues. Please don't forget to like, and subscribe, yeah. As always, I'm going to apologise for that, and I'll see you guys next time.